providing data.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
So again, then, Chief's talking about 1 to 14 potential positions, but there's 2 others outside of the jail.
Correct. And of course, some of those positions underneath the jail medical are unfunded, and so they would remain unfunded. And we have to keep in mind that last year they received a salary range adjustment as well.
Okay.
Oh, this year. And so we're trying our best, but
Okay, but what I hear in that particular position that you're bringing up, Chief, is that didn't
Can you
get us
speak
to
up,
the,
Steve,
that
please?
didn't get us to the competitive grade that you perceive in looking to fill those positions.
Right, and it is a little bit complicated, and I'm just wanted to everybody to be aware, and I'm willing to, have a side conversation. There may be a different way to do some figuring, but we're very happy with the way everything is going. It's just one of the things that brought it up was they were having trouble hiring somebody for juvenile, and it's that position, and among other things, it's a difficult environment to work in, but also
Yeah, sure.
we're not offering the same pay, and so there may be some way to sort it out. I just wanted y'all to know how important it was, and kind of point that out. So maybe we can work something out.
Well,
How many
thanks.
LVNs do you have at the jail now?
Well, I think there's 7 positions, and Abby, do you know how many we actually have?
Well, 2 and then 1 that's starting.
Yeah, so we actually have 3. And so we hire in EMT certification folks into those positions, and they're just paid at a lower rate.
So you're wanting 14?
Well, there's 14 people in that whole group. And so when you increase it, that's why that number is so big, but I'm not trying to give Nina work, but it makes it complicated, I think, to try to do half of them. So, sorry, Nina, I'm not.
Okay.
no, we changed the title to where they're all correctional health. That way they can hire in between the ranges regarding their salary, their career ladder. So if they have an EMT person that can come in at a lower range, they can, or RN or LVN. But I do suggest that this is an option going towards adoption, that the court needs to look at other positions that are LVN as well.
Okay,
Good,
so this,
thank you.
so this 309 number is
Is to increase,
maxing all 14?
is to increase what's already been budgeted, not actual, budgeted. It's above and beyond.
Okay, and for how many positions? For all
14
14 positions?
For all 14 positions, but for the ones that are only funded. There are some that are
Gotcha. Okay.
unfunded.
But in practice, what you're finding is this is really looking at addressing the max range?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, versus, okay.
And right
And
now
what
there's
you're
5.
saying is max, where does the max range that you currently have compare to
So
what an entry LVN would be looking at?
Okay, so it's about $29.50 an hour. That's the hourly rate. So
Okay.
that's 64.4 annual. Does that sound? No,
So with the cost
60.
of living, it pushes this positions up to $30.82, which is annual salary of $67,000.
Okay, where does that compare to a starting LVN that you mentioned before?
Well, so that's the $29.49 or $29.50 an hour. That's the max right now for us. That's the most we can pay them.
Right.
And that is the entry level amount, kind of in the public sector.
Okay, for somebody with those qualifications?
Yeah.
Not somebody with a
Right,
lesser
LVN
certification than a
Correct.
LVN?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Garrett House. You're okay? All right. Eric Caldwell.
Good evening, Judge and Commissioner. I just wanted to take this opportunity to repeat something that I have already mentioned to a couple of you in private. Specifically, I wanted to state publicly how much I have enjoyed the budget development process this year and last year. working with Nina and Spencer, and to a lesser degree, Katie and Marcy. Building the budget this year and last.
I wasn't going to say that, but it kind of came across that way.
Rough, Eric.
I think it was a little, I think it was a little
I'm sorry, what did I
misspoken. No,
say?
no,
That's our amount.
you're fine.
Tell how you really feel.
All of that aside, I'm kind of lost. I just wanted to state publicly that I've really enjoyed the development of the budget last year and this. The changes that have happened in the budget office have served me well. I guess I should have prefaced all this by telling you that I did not get everything in this proposed budget that I had asked for. Less than half, maybe about half of the capital improvements projects that I had requested are in the proposed budget. So I'm not giving a glowing review because I've gotten everything that I've asked for. I'm simply wanted to express that the changes that have happened in the budget office since y'all have appointed Nina, I've really appreciated them. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Calder Lively.
Yes, sir. And I'm talking to the mic. We wanted as a constables as a whole to say thank you for reviewing our budget and doing what we can to increase the constable pay scale. And we will analyze what was presented and meet with y'all individually before the final vote. So thank y'all very much. I didn't know if y'all had a question for us or not. Or for me? Nope. Okay. Thank y'all very much.
Steve does.
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
I've got a minute. I've got
No.
almost 2 minutes.
We're gonna go as long as we
Almost
need.
1 minute till 5 o'clock. Okay, I'm
Because
done.
my response can be limited to an hour.
I'm done.
I don't mind. Okay. Thank you.
Do we need
All
to
right,
meet
thanks,
tomorrow?
Calder. That was the last one that I had sign in to speak. Was there somebody else? Is that?
I just want to remind everybody that we're still on track to propose a budget on next Tuesday, the 27th. There is one thing that I did not discuss, and it's coming from Judge Hawthorne's office, and it's regarding bar dues. And so what the bar dues is in order for an attorney to work in the state of Texas, you have to have a license, right? And in order to work for county, you have to have your attorney license, which is your bar due.
Probably a good idea.
And so Judge Hawthorne has brought it to our attention that he would like to see the county cover that expense for all the attorneys and their bar dues. And of course, it fluctuates between how many years you have been as an attorney. I suggest that we discuss it during budget. It will not really have an effect. I will not increase the county attorneys, district attorneys, or any division that has an attorney that is working in that position, because they do have funds to cover the bar dues within their budget. But if the court seems like it's something fair, then we will ask for a policy to be brought forth regarding and approved by Commissioners Court, so that we have an understanding of what the county would cover. And it's an annual fee. And of course, once that attorney leaves, they take their bar due with them. But if they're practicing here in State of Texas, you still have to have the bar due. Do you have any questions regarding that?
I have no clue what bar dues
Yeah.
annually run.
They can run, I do have an amount. Hold on.
And these are not bar tabs, right? These are-
I'm glad you went there instead of me.
You know you're thinking it.
I was. I have to admit. It's 5 o'clock here as well as somewhere, right? Right.
So for, the cheapest is 3 years is $68. And then the license for 5 or more is $235. And so looking at the average between the whole county as of now, it might be about $14,000, but it will be divided into the departments: county attorney, district attorney. We look at the public defender that needs to be included. All your district judges, because they have to be attorneys. So if they have to, if it's in their job and they have to have it, then we will ask the court to to see if that's doable for this next year. I would not personally increase their budget. I think they could find money within this first year, and then we could adjust it, because I couldn't tell you how many years an attorney has been an attorney. What are your thoughts about that?
I don't have any problem with that.
And so then I would ask for a policy to be brought to
Yeah,
the
I
court
think
for
that-
approval. Okay? Did I miss anything, Ms. Katie, regarding? Okay. Oh, it's statutorily required. Everything's required nowadays.
And I'd like to also know, is that a common practice among other counties? And if so,
It's part of retention. And so I know it's that retention thing. Some of them do, some of them don't. Some of them cover for if CPA license or CDL license, but when you wanted to be very specific, because then everybody would ask for something to be paid for. And so right now, it's statutorily required for an attorney to practice, and you have to have member dues or bar dues for this position. And right now, we're going to start with with attorneys, just because they have to have it. And you don't want an attorney practicing without it. But we want to start with being very specific to a certain group of people first, just because they are expensive.
Okay.
But yes, we can reach out, but we probably won't get the answer to you before Tuesday. But that's why we're not increasing the budget. It would be based on a policy. I do want to keep in mind that we have proposed budget set for next Tuesday. Based on the information that was been provided, we will ask for a proposed tax rate. Do y'all feel comfortable missing tomorrow? And we can revisit next Tuesday right before court. I can have a workshop right before Commissioners Court next Tuesday, just to say, here's the final number. Y'all figure out the proposed tax rate.
Sounds good.
Does anybody have any questions? After the proposed budget, if anything needs to be in the adopted budget, the only person that can bring something to the budget office is Commissioners Court. I will ask for it in writing. And I'll give y'all a deadline. I'll send y'all a memo and ask for it in writing, especially if it comes regarding personnel, because it has to be very specific. And so I'll give you a deadline, usually a week before we adopt budget, because it takes me that long to calculate it. Okay?
so that would include, I'm sorry.
So if you see anything that's on the not proposed budget
Gotcha.
that you would like to add to the adopted budget,
Okay.
it needs to be, I'll remind you what date, and it needs to be put in writing regarding what it is.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks.
If y'all don't have any questions.
I think that's it.
Where's the gavel?
It's 5:04. Good job.
Yeah, so take tomorrow off, right? As far
Thank
as,
you,
as
Nina.
far as budget workshop goes?
Hey, I lasted this long. You're stuck with me for, I don't know how much longer, but
I just want to know if Cheryl need to make that adjustment on my calendar.